Good fucking morning, boys. Good fucking morning. What's happening? How y'all doing today? Staying beautiful, are we? I hope. Hey, shut the fuck up. I don't wanna hear about no Game of Thrones finale. Alright? Alright? I haven't watched anything yet. Out of the whole season. No, I had one for the IQ, so I checked top and bottom before. But, you know, final episode got a 4.8 out of 10. Wow. That's crazy, dude. That is, like, even without Game of Thrones standards, that's fucking crazy. Huh. It's that bad, huh? One would think that they have a council of very intelligent people, you know? Watching the show and you know, like, oh wait, this concept sucks. We go again. Even the actors hated it. Oh my god. But they can't say that, right? Wait, what the fuck? This ain't right. Don't bother. Just Forsen, just read the books. I thought the whole point was that the books, or that the show had gone past the point of the books. And that's why it sucks. Tired? La Lisa, I don't know, it's 3:35 and says, watch this!
Have you shot your final scenes yet?
3 minutes. Hang on, 3 minutes of Game of Thrones cast being disappointed by season 8. Is this gonna contain spoilers? No? Yeah, obviously not, because they can't spoil their own show, that's... Okay.
Have you shot your final scenes yet? And are you happy with how things ended? Yeah. She didn't say yes. You didn't say yes.
Best season ever!
Oh no. You can't do that. Can you do that? I don't know if you can do that.
Without telling us anything, I know you can't. Are you all happy with the way with the outcome of the show? Well, personally, or just
I think it's with the show.
The fray. It's a little bit Avengers Assemble. And it's a little bit kind of like. Well, that was totally what season 7 was all about, wasn't it? Exactly.
Sorry, is all of this before the season even started? All of this is before. Oh, so even then they knew.
Character development. Lob it all
Story.
But I really need to shut up.
You're brave.
Oh my god. I don't know.
But that's what Joe's not going to be in Star Wars.
I couldn't let you go without asking you a little question about Game of Thrones.
Sure.
If you could describe the season finale of Game of Thrones in one word, how would you describe it?
Disappointing.
Disappointing?
No, epic. I don't know.
Epic.
One of those ones.
It's terrifying down there. We're in a crypt. Nobody thought of that. He's bringing all the dead people back to life, and they put the women and children in a crypt with all the dead people. So, rah. Tyrion is smart, but I guess not that smart.
But I hate to tell you that unfortunately Barristan
No, it was a spoiler.
Were you gutted about that?
You said no spoilers.
I was gutted because, I mean, a number of you I'm sure have read the books, and I've read the books. and I had reason to expect, oh, I've got a journey here. In fact, if I'm honest, I thought, oh, I'm really looking forward to this season. I'm going to have more to do. I'm going to get my teeth into something I'm really looking forward to.
Did you have work?
Is this the... who's the director? I don't actually know. Who's the director? Is it a woman? Who's this guy? I have no idea who this guy is at all. They look so different when they're not in the show. Cerberistan.
Did you say anything to
Well,
them?
I did ask and give an argument why I thought Barrison should
I mean, I recognize him, but I can't see him for me.
Dan and David, they've worked out what they wanted
the
to
show.
do.
You know, if you've planned your book that the butler did it, and then you read on the internet, someone has figured out that the butler did it, and you suddenly change in midstream and it was the chambermaid who did it, then you screw up the whole book because you get this foreshadowing early on, and you've got these little clues you planted. Now they're dead ends, and you have to introduce other clues, and you're retconning. It's a mess.
We hope to kind of avoid the expected, and Jon Snow has always been the hero, the one who's been the savior, but it just didn't seem right to us for this moment.
How do you feel about the way that it ends?
There are no better writers in television than Dan Weiss and David Benioff. They ended it brilliantly, better than I could have imagined, and you people are in for it. You people are in for it.
I don't think he necessarily was sarcastic there. I think that as an actor in your own show, you can get tunnel vision. I think it's way different. I don't think he's necessarily being sarcastic there. I think he actually meant what he said. He rolled his eyes. A lot of people roll their eyes when they're thinking, when they're trying to find the right word. Doesn't mean that, you know, it's the meaning or something. Collier23 says, imagine being as salty as this guy.
You got your baited. You got your baited. You got your baited. Baited.
Very well, very well. Daddy Varrot on his stream says, their contract says they can't speak bad about the show. That's what I would have thought as well. But yet they did it, so I'm wondering. But they can't sue them all, right? You can't sue them all. The thing is that it becomes like a self-fulfilling prophecy, right? When the actors before the show says that it's disappointing or whatever, right? So the show might not have gotten as bad of rating if they didn't. Now afterwards, I think it would be fine that they could say that it was disappointing, but beforehand, you should never ever do that as an actor, because it's bad. It's bad not just because it's against the contract, but it's also bad for you as an actor. You get jobs based on what you act in and the ratings of those shows, how they sell, and etc., right? So even if you just boost the rating by, you know what, like 1 or 2 on IMDb by them not trash talking the show beforehand, that will benefit them. So it's stupid on their part too. It's not wrong. There are plenty of shows that, there are plenty of actors that have gotten fucked after doing one movie like a terrible movie, even though they weren't bad actors, you know. It does actually affect them. Forsen CD on its 5 and says daily Sseth video. Woo! Actually, this one, Morrowind. We played this game. No, we never played Morrowind. We played Oblivion. I didn't want to play Morrowind because it's fucking a bug. Morrowind is better. I don't know. I feel like I started with Skyrim and then I'm climbing down the shitter. That's how I feel. I don't know if I want to taint this shit even further.
open-world sandbox RPG of the early 2000s. However, first appearances are deceiving. Morrowind is actually an RPG about reincarnating yourself to overthrow an order of free gods worshipped collectively as the tribunal because they betrayed you in your past life in order to abandon their mortality, with one of them, Vivek, impaling you through the chest with his gigantic penis sword. Meanwhile, another man betrayed by the tribunal has lived on past death, driven mad with divinity, and also has a piece of pottery permanently stuck to his head. Inside a steamy volcano mountain, he plots to overrun the continent by influencing the dreams of bitter, dark elf nationalists unhappy with the state of political affairs, turning their dreams into reality as their face cavity collapses, grows a mouth proboscis, and eventually blooms into a full set of eyes and tentacles, ascending as a hunchbacked cephalopod hellbent on genociding all other races off the face of Morrowind and restoring their native homeland to its former glory. You, however, know nothing about this, or of an irreverent prophecy you will one day fulfill. You're just a prisoner on a boat left to rot.
Oh my god, it looks so ugly.
Your crimes by order of the Imperial Emperor. In exchange, you'll be working
oh my god, these character models are so bad.
Who, over the course of the story, is dishonorably dismissed from his post because he can't contain his crippling crack cocaine addiction. This might sound like a lot to swallow, but when you consider that a person swallows on average 5 clockwork spiders each year in their sleep, this doesn't seem so bad. Aside from the main story, the lore and background of the Elder Scrolls universe is thoroughly explained, documented, and communicated to you throughout the course of your play. Most of the lore for Morrowind was written in a single week, while the main author went on a
I don't think it's true though.
Binge.
I think it's kind of like the chocolate bar thingy.
It shines best. Morrowind is the most authentic alien setting ever put in games, and second only maybe to Planescape Torment. When everything is so bizarre, nothing is bizarre. Everything put in front of you is so genuine and sincere, you never question it. So maybe the best showcase of a game and the best way to communicate why it's so amazing is just telling about all the crazy shit I encountered. Like, let's start with the main diet of Dark Elves. Eggs. Really fucking big eggs, which are laid by gigantic Quama queens under the earth. Sometimes people steal eggs from the mine. They're killed on the spot without trial, since food is precious in this region. If a Quama queen dies, the hive fails, and the local villages depending on them undergo a famine. There's technologically advanced dwarven ruins everywhere, complete with clockwork spiders, mechas, and Jewish ghosts, which keep reminding you about the 6 million, but no trace of the dwarves themselves. Why? Because they built God. And since building God is a pretty big endeavor, it's anybody's guess where they went, either to a completely different realm or instantly vanished from existence. There's a temple in the game
they
with an
built
imprisoned
God.
Daedra, bound to a religious relic. He's completely chill, calm, domesticated, unless you provoke him, of course. If you keep taunting him, he finally snaps and says, "After I kill you, I will rape your corpse. Don't worry, I'll be gentle." There's one wizard in the game who cloned female copies of himself to have his own daughters. Which
They
also
can never
acts as
say
his
that
wives
nowadays.
and concubines. And if you don't think that's the hottest shit ever, get the fuck out. Morrowind is my fetish buffet. Case in point, there's a quest where you're tasked with escorting an Argonian slave back from the docks to her master in another city. Immediately upon delivery, the owner and his guards murder and rip open her stomach on the spot, because it turns out you've just been an accomplice for a local drug cartel, helping them bring a body packer whose stomach was filled to the brim with sweet cocaine. There's always politics and intrigue between the great houses of Morrowind, Hlaalu, Radorn, and Telvanni. While legally, the Empire occupying Morrowind doesn't permit slavery, they can't really stop the Telvanni, since they're incredibly powerful and omnipotent ANCAP wizards, and they don't like guests. That's why there's no stairs in Telvanni wizard towers. If you can't levitate like a normal person, you're fucked out of luck. Do you know how you get promoted in Telvanni society? You kill your rivals and assume their position. The court of law there automatically presupposes that if an argument was had,
what year was this from?
Murder the opposing
Is it early
party,
2000s?
then your argument must have had more weight than your enemy. In fact, you can hover up to a
2003.
Telvanni tower at any point, murder the resident
2002.
mage and his servants, and you won't be punished for it. It was their fault for having low security anyway. Besides, one of the servants sprayed blood all over my chest, clearly violating my NAP. With enough time, sweat, and cum invested into a faction, you can climb through the ranks up to the point where you can build and own
like if this
your
is
own fortress. Of course,
if this
the
is
Telvanni just
Elder
grow
Scrolls
their
3?
fucking forts out of the ground.
How the
But
fuck
first,
does
you
Elder
will
Scroll
need the
1 look
approval of
like?
bureaucrats determined to kill you off or make your life a living hell before they
That must be
grant their
so
sponsorship.
scuffed.
Except one. Crassius Curio, counselor of House Hlalu, gives his endorsement for nothing more than
Oh,
a
it's
kiss on the
2D.
cheek. Because he's a fan.
And Elder
He's even
Scrolls
offered
2?
some of the books you can read in game.
Is
Most
that
of them
3D
banned from
or
the public
2D?
eye for being the equivalent of erotic fan fiction. One of the most famous and sauciest of these is the real
2D
life
as
of
well.
Queen Baron Zaya, where Crassius raunchily
Like
asserts
OG
that the first Queen of
Doom.
Morrowind took fat Khajiit dick and, bemusingly, complained how painful barbed cat penises were to insert. There's even an in-game
Oh, like
explanation
OG
for why your
Doom.
character, the
Oh,
Nerevarine, can
that
save and
kind of
load the game,
2D.
since we, the player,
Oh.
can influence the metaphysical force known as Chim in the Elder Scrolls universe, whereby we can live through different timelines and outcomes in parallel. It's for this reason that Vivek, who has reached understanding of Chim, never agrees to fight the player, since no matter how strong or powerful he is, he knows that you can assault him an infinite amount of times, and eventually succeed. But when you're done perusing the story, how is the actual game? Absolutely fucking broken. It's stable 90% of 50% of the time. It's functional, but the combat system is insane.
So less
Forget
than
any notion of
50%.
fair play or balance. If you can exploit something, you should, because the alternative is getting tapped by a bandit carrying an enchanted twig that paralyzes you for 10 seconds straight per strike. My first experience of combat was quite traumatic. I attacked a tiny scrib creature, thinking it's impossible to lose against something so
Thinking
shitty.
Summoner
Instead,
was the
it
worst thing
paralyzed me
ever.
in place and
In
proceeded to
in
slowly
Oblivion.
nibble me
Holy
to death
shit, it
while
was so
renewing the
bad.
paralysis whenever it got close to wearing off. Bravo, Todd. The game mechanics are bullshit. Either you adapt to it and bask in its ridiculous glory and enjoy yourself, or you refuse to learn.
It was
Die
your
horrible
choice.
and write
Yeah, but
angry
people said it
complaints
was
about it
fine.
on a Korean basket weaving forum. For
And then I
example,
played on the
potions and
fucking
their
super
effects in this
difficulty
game
and it wasn't
suck.
fine.
So let's say I used alchemy to make 200 potions of intelligence. I could simultaneously chug all 200 potions of intelligence and gain infinite knowledge for a few seconds, during which time I'd quickly tab back into my inventory and use alchemy, which scales off intelligence, to craft several thousand restore fatigue potions using bread and rice in a single nanosecond, which would be so amazingly powerful and potent that their individual market price would be enough to completely buy out the entire store catalog of most merchants. And if in the off chance I chose to use them instead, I would have a permanently full bar of stamina for the next few years of my physical life. In a similar manner, I could do this with other effects, such as Fortify Strength, whereby I can smash the final antagonist of a game with a weapon so hard that he and the weapon would cease to exist. But if you just happen to find your friend's Morrowind game open and want to run a funny prank on him for sleeping with a family dog, you can make a potion of paralysis using the same method. From the moment you
I wonder how
drink
much
that potion, your
research he
character
does.
will be paralyzed for
Finding
about
all these
3
things
hours.
out.
When he comes
I mean,
back and
obviously
asks why
he
his
Googles
character
it, right?
can't move, laugh,
All this shit.
and ask him why the dog keeps crying at night. You can use this time to explain him why bestiality is immoral and illegal in most countries, and how the doctor said your dog's orifice will never fully heal. The game's design offers you a lot of freedom to mess around with. The custom spell making in particular can be abused to make some disgusting spells, such as the ability to camouflage yourself perfectly 100% for 1 millisecond and steal something right in front of a merchant. But just because they couldn't see you physically taking the object, they can't establish causality between the events happening around them. It's a great game. The environment and atmosphere really capture a very alien landscape and culture, while the dialogue and text keep you occupied for hours on end. Gameplay aside, Morrowind could be described as an early 2000s slave trade RPG, and when you get tired of running around, doing errands and reading shit, you can always download mods or make your own with a construction set and reduce the quality of your experience.
Even further.
A warm thank you to the many members of the Hlalu Merchants Guild, graciously funding these videos against their better judgment.
Alright. Yeah, I said I won't I will not play that game. Oblivion is where I drew the line. Won't go further down. We will only go up from here. Skyrim 2 coming out in 4 years. I wonder if I will be streaming then when that game comes out. Have you seen Batwoman trailer? Batwoman trailer.
Crows represent order, security, safety.
gave up on us. The Bat's not coming back.
Something's up. Eyes everywhere.
Hello, said Alice. Shall we believe the crows will protect us?
Is that supposed to be Harley Quinn?
Agent Moore, do you copy? Do you copy?
Sophie's missing. I thought you should know.
Hey, Dad.
We're gonna find her.
Then let me help.
Bad idea. Where'd you get this? What happened to staying out of it?
Is there something you'd like to report to your squad? Don't smash it, okay? Don't smash it!
This is Batwoman.
We ran in without proper backup.
I do not want her getting in the way.
What the fuck? What is this shit?
And curiouser. What do you want? I need you to send your father a message.
You're all I have left, Kate. And I don't want to lose you too.
Wayne Security. You owe my boss a new door.
Your boss is my cousin.
You don't want to go to that. You were seriously not supposed to know what's down there.
So I have this thing with rolls.
I'm sorry, but this guy.
And I don't.
Correct me if I'm wrong here, but Batwoman's father, isn't that supposed to be Gordon in the canon? With Barbara?
Feminist cape shit feels weird, man. 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 Feminist
That's
cape shit
Batgirl.
feels weird,
Wait.
man. Feminist cape shit feels weird.
There's a
man.
difference between Batwoman and Batgirl? What the fuck? Wait, who's the one? Who's the one that's super smart with computers and shit? Is that the woman? That I guess that's the woman. Isn't that? No. Barbara is Batgirl. What the fuck? Ah, dude, I'm alright. So, Batgirl is older than Batwoman.
I need you to fix his suit.
The suit is literal perfection.
It will be. When it fits a woman.
How does that make sense?
You're a female Bruce Wayne.
Awesome. Hilarious. Handsome. They think I'm him.
Batman, Hot Pocket.
I'm not about to let a man take credit for a woman's work.
Oh no 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 no. Oof. Why did you tell me to watch this? Jesus Christ, dude. Oh no no no. Ah shit. That was really bad. That was worse than I could have imagined. What the hell? That was so bad. 222k dislikes. Why? Why would you do that? There must be millions of other fucking little spin-off shows you can make. I don't know. Please read the comments. The Joker didn't beat Batman. Bane didn't beat Batman. Mr. Freeze didn't beat Batman. CW, we're about to end this man's whole career.
Probably a female director, Omega lol. Probably a female director, Omega lol. Probably.
Yeah, I don't care so much about that, and I don't think I don't think it necessarily taints Batman. If I'm gonna be honest with you, I don't think people will be like, "Oh, Batman fucking sucks," but it's just a shitty ass fucking show that no one will watch. Like, why make it? I actually recently rewatched Batman a couple days ago, Dark Knight. Very good. The last movie was very, very good. Better than I remember it. Every single line that Bane has is just so good. When you watch it a second time, every single line. The only thing that looked weird to me watching it again is the first fight between Batman and Bane, when Batman gets his ass kicked. Batman looks so scuffed when he's fighting there. It looked weird to me for some reason. He's supposed to lose, like, every time in you know, action movies and shit, when Batman fights people and he beats them, the people he fights like, you know, street thugs, right? Like, even if they're supposed to be like super special forces and shit, they fight like with random right swings without any proper posture and you know, positioning and whatever. But in that scene, when Batman got his ass kicked, he fight kind of the same way against Bane. That was the only thing in the whole movie I was like, huh. When he never ever does that before. He was desperate. Yeah, but that doesn't fit him, right? That doesn't fit Batman. He doesn't become desperate. He's always, you know, calm and shit. It doesn't fit his personality. Have you seen Batman vs Superman? Yeah, of course. I mean, that movie has a few plot holes for sure. You can usually, like, Superman should always win, even though I'm not a fan of OP Superman. But I guess the argument that people use is that, oh, he's holding back. He's a good guy. He's holding back. And Kryptonite is just Hobo Batman. I feel like I have to take out my frustration from that awful fucking Playtale game we played yesterday. Jesus fucking Christ, that was so bad. The Rat King!